Hi everybody, welcome back to Mike Lewis Gaming. This is part 2 of our town build. There I am adjusting the camera. There's some of our painted stuff in the background there to the right. And here we are doing the roads. A nice gray color. I like the corkboard texture. It's one of the reasons I chose this for the modern towns. Our next big project is going to be our first terrain build out of XPS foam. I think I mentioned that in the previous video, but right now we're just painting the roads itself. Going to make them look a little bit less wonky. Make them look like roads and not what you call it, corkboard. That's it. I believe it's corkboard. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I believe it is. It's the message board. You get them at Michael's Dollar Store or whatever. We're going to do a whole slew of these. Different buildings, different parts of town, stuff like that. And yeah, this is the painting aspect. This is just a gray hobby paint. Right there I'm on this little cardboard palette. Just a gray hobby paint, apple barrel, I believe again. And it's got a nice asphalt look to it if you look to the left of the screen there, where the paint's already down. It kind of looks like concrete. I enjoy it. I like it. Now we're doing the sidewalks, a little haphazardly, because I don't have to be extremely neat with this project or process, this part of the process. But you just got to get the paint on it. So the things around it are going to be painted. On the far left it'll be flocking. And yeah, so hopefully you guys are, enjoying, if not really learning anything from me, but I am enjoying it. The voiceover process isn't as bad as I thought. Received pretty well. Thank you, Dan Does, for your wonderful comment. I'm doing my best. I appreciate the kind words. Was shocked that he actually left a comment on the video. That was amazing. But enough fangirling over Dan Does. Back to what's at hand here. And just throwing down some nice black. Again, it's just an apple barrel. Cheap hobby paint. I'm not using my nice acrylics. I don't know how nice my acrylics are. I use Castle acrylics for my minis and whatnot. I really like it. It's the brand that I've had the most success with. I do need to buy a wet palette. The wetting of the brush constantly doesn't help keep the paint as vibrant and long-lived as I would hope. And some of the black got on the gray, but that's fine. It's all fine. It just looks like dirt in the end. Same with the road. We actually do some dirt, and there's me using what I put down on the project itself as a palette. Neat little trick. I don't remember who I picked that up from. Might have been Black Magic Craft. I'm not sure. But yeah. See how I'm smoothing it in, making it look smudgy. Probably should use a paper towel, something along those lines for that. Now we're doing the black on the other side, where that bathroom house and the shanty shed is going to be, or shanty house is going to be located. And now it's actually starting to look like something. I'm actually, this is the part where you start to get excited as a person doing stuff like this. It's the first board I ever did, but I'm assuming based off of when I'm painting minis, you print them or you buy them. You got to clean them. You got to do the setup and all that happy jazz. And once you get that prime down, then you're like, well, it's whatever. There I am making some dirt, a little bit too much, a little bit of rubbing it in, makes it look like something dirty got drug across it. No big deal. But I always like the part where the mini starts to look like what you want it to. I'm not great at painting by any means, but there's a heavy dry brush, almost an overbrush. That was better. That's also better. That's why I didn't worry about the bottom of that, because we're just dirtying it up a little bit. Nice subtle little things. picking up on camera a lot better than I thought it would. It looks a lot better in person. There's a angled view to show the far side there. The house is. I took a picture, that's what that was, to remember where I wanted the buildings to go. And now I'm gluing things down, I believe, is a step we're into, making those buildings a permanent fixture of this board. I wasn't going to, I was just going to have the road and the flocking and stuff like that. But I was super excited to just have an area that I can always throw down, I can build scenarios around, I can do playtesting around. Just regular Elmer's glue, by the way. PVA glue works for most things, in all honesty. Dry time's a little bit more, but it really grabs the wooden type stuff. That's the house there. I took the roof off, dropping some stuff all over the place, but that's fine. It's just glue. It dries clear. Pretty sure I smoothed it out with my finger, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, that cork board with the PVA glue, I'm just throwing around a little bit more on the edges there. Actually grabs it pretty good, holds it in place very well right off the bat. I was going to put the burned out carb, that wasn't heavy enough. Grab some alcohol, put that inside the building. I think I used my dice balls. Yep, there it is. My daughter Jada made me that dice ball. I like it. Thumbs up because I'm smart. And now for the next building, the next stone building. It's going on the gas station section. I don't know if I'm going to have that. Well, it depends on the scenario we're playing, I suppose. It could be the person's home. It could be a storage thing. It could be a convenience store. Any number of things that could be. And this is the bathroom house going on the top right. Kind of mid-right on the screen, but top right. The buildings over here are more on the sides than they are on the top part of the screen right now. So you can't really go behind them play-wise, but you can still use them for cover and whatnot. I had reasons in my head for that, but I don't remember what they are now. So it's all good. There's the gas pumps. I did put a little bit of foam on the bottom of those just to make them stand a little bit better. I sanded them, but I couldn't get it to be perfect, so yeah, that'll dry clear, so I'm not worried about that. Just didn't want that bump to be there because that part's not getting any further texture. I wanted the texture that was already there. This will be the board that we do a lot of our playtesting on. There's the flock I had mixed up. I'm good to go. Very happy about that, obviously. We're going to throw down some glue. Going to use a brush to spread it nice and even. I think this part really turns out a lot better than I initially thought it would. Now I'm sure there's YouTubers that do it 100 times better than I did, but that's just regular old glue, a little bit of water on the brush. Then I go back over it later with a bunch more water, and it seemed to lock everything in place really well. Getting inside the building and whatnot. Now the terrain one we're doing next won't have buildings locked in place. It'll be more of a drop what you want type thing for different scenarios. We'll be able to use it for high fantasy, for wargaming, for post-apocalyptic, everything. It'll be nice. And it'll have a resin pour. Ooh. There's the flocking that I had mixed up. That's 3 different kinds. It's some cheap stuff that I got at my local hobby store, which isn't really a hobby store. They just kind of sell plane stuff. Model planes, flying planes, stuff like that. There's me making sure there's no big egregious lumps of it. I was thinking, I watched people do this, and as I was doing this and I was putting the water down, why can't we mix the flocks and glue and water all together and lay it down like a paste? Would that work? Has other people tried it and it failed? Am I just being stupid? I'm not 100% sure. Now here I'm mixing some more of our Yeah, see the flocking bags back there? I can't remember the brand. Oh, hold on, they're right here. Brand is Panyu. It's Lanyu, I'm sorry. It's made in China. My local place had a bunch of it, and they gave me and my daughter a really good deal. It was like 50 cents a bag. So we bought up a bunch of it. That's the bag you hear in the background. I apologize. I just wanted to get the name of that. I don't like saying I used this and not knowing the actual name of it, so. But this turned out pretty well. Got some of the darker stuff to go over top right there. It's a little thicker too, the darker stuff. It wasn't supposed to be. But we have some clump foliage in there. Not really as clumpy as I thought it would be, but we're going to use that for trees. We don't in the tree video coming out, but that was more of a make do with what you got type video in case you need tree scatter terrain. I think it turned out pretty well. I think you guys should be looking forward to that too. But yeah, the flocking is the first time I ever did anything like this, and I'm actually highly impressed with how it turned out. I'm sure I'll learn what I did wrong and do better next time, but for my first time doing it, I think it turned out very, very well. Showing that the cup's empty, adding water and glue. I think I put too much water. Next time I'll put a little less water, same amount of glue. I mean, it worked, it just took forever to dry. It was just, wow, a really long time to dry. But I enjoyed it. It was fun. I don't have a little syringe-looking pipe thingy either. I need to get one of those. I have some more stuff I'm ordering here in a week or so. So I actually just used a... Yeah, I shut that off because I hit the camera. But I just used a, what you call it, spray nozzle in the cup there that's still over to the side. This is me using my tiny brush, and I believe actually, yeah, those are my Castle paints back there. This is titanium white from Castle for the lines. It's a very good white. It shows up very, very well on things, and as you see, I'm not putting a lot of coats down. The brush is wet, but yeah, there's not a lot you can complain about with that Castle paint. That titanium white takes very well, which is surprising. And yeah, that's just doing the lines to make it look like a road. I think that makes it really pop out a lot nicer. I am right-handed, by the way, so that left-handed painting was not great. It's hid behind the house though, so you can't see it. So I did amazing left-handed. I wouldn't believe it. Yeah, just trying to get all the white lines down, going in between some of the flocking, because the flocking's dry at this point. For the most part, I believe. But it starts to, I think it starts to really come together right here at the white lines and everything on it. That was me cleaning off some of the loose flocking. Wasn't enough to vacuum it up in a sock left. I think I solidified it pretty well, which is good. That's what we wanted. We don't want it to be loose and all over the place. I don't remember how I did the yellow lines. I think I might have used a paintbrush, but I might have used a marker pen, paint pen, whatever you want to call it. I don't think it was a Sharpie. I think it was an actual paint pen, but I can't remember, so we're going to find out together. If I didn't, it was most likely Canary Yellow from Castle. But look how much nicer that looks already. Just looking more and more like a road. Don't mean to sound braggadocious. I just very happy with what I did. I think it turned out very, very well. I'm not saying it's, the best thing ever on YouTube, but I think it's going to be great when we're playing games on it, especially like The Walking Dead, especially things like that, to where we can keep coming back to this area. Actually make scenarios around this specific part of the town. I think that'll be great. Finishing up the last little section. Oh no, this is the canary yellow. Yeah, you can see the acrylic tube over there. There's my car to make sure that that's the burnt car. I'm going to do some more painting on that. I just primed it in black and left it alone because it's supposed to just be a burnt car. But I think I might add some coloring details to it, some silvers and whatnot. But it's a good little 3D printed piece. I like it. Got that from Thingiverse, I believe. Wrecked car is I think what I typed in. That was years ago now. Like a really long time ago at this point. But after this, I believe that the end results are coming up after we do the road. We'll wait to make sure. I don't have any tufts yet. Tufts are one of these other things I'm going to think about buying here in a few days. I also have some play testing and stuff I want to get done, so I'm not sure what all I'm going to be buying. I'll let you guys know. Friday's video, Thursday's video. I think it might be on Thursdays now. It'll handle more of what we're going to be playing and doing. Walking Dead's definitely coming back. I found some templates for that, so that'll be cool. And yeah, coming up on about a minute left, so we should be getting to the glamour shot soon. If we are, like, subscribe, leave me some comments. If not, I'll keep talking for a little while. But yeah, like, subscribe, leave me some comments. Let me know what you like, don't like about what I'm doing, and I'll see you next time.